really just getting kind of boring, and I didn't know what I was doing. But I know what I'm doing with this one because I've played this game 14, 15 times through. I have no idea. I've lost count. Too many times. That is my answer to that question. The question that nobody asked. You know, so if anybody out there is wondering, that's my answer. This music is goddamn awesome. I almost said awful. What the? No, it's awesome. Yeah, awesome main theme. It's so cool. It's like so. Woo. So I should be streaming. I should be. I don't think I am. Which is weird. There it is. Okay, now it is. Now it is. Alright. So you like that link? And I'm gonna shoot this on like Twitter and everything. I'm gonna put it on Twitter, and I'm gonna get blasted for not putting the hyphen between spider and man because Twitter is full of nothing but people that have nothing better to do. Yeah, catch me bagging on people on Twitter as if I'm not one of them, because I am one of the people on Twitter that has nothing better to do. Hence why I'm on Twitter. And I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter so much. It sucks so much. But I also have like over 10,000 tweets because I don't know how to shut up. So yeah, I am part of Twitter, and I despise it as well. So it's this really brutal cycle of just self-hatred. And it all stems from Twitter. It's all Twitter's fault, really. And the people on Twitter. There's a few people on Twitter that are cool, but like, you know, most of it sucks. I'm not able to post any links or anything, am I? I don't think so. Not on my Instagram and stuff. And nobody's coming to watch this. Not right now, at least. So... So yeah, I think I'm just gonna get into it. I could start a... I don't know if I want free roam right now or if I want to start a new play. You know what? I'm gonna start a new game plus. Let's go. So create a new game plus. I gotta turn the music back on because I turn it off usually by default, and it's weird. Uploads. Okay, that's cool. Playing ultimate because I'm a elitist asshole. Option to skip puzzles. I don't want to do the puzzles. The puzzles are stupid. Background. Change button taps to holds. That'd be really nice. But I'm not gonna do it because I'm not used to it. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Turn subtitles on. And hit continue. All right. I think I'm going to be starting this game off in the Amazing Spider-Man suit from the 2012 Andrew Garfield movie, which is criminally underrated. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I thoroughly enjoy the Amazing Spider-Man. It is. I enjoy all the Spider-Man movies. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like one of the worst movies I think ever made, but like I also enjoy watching it because I think it's funny, and I think Andrew Garfield's a good actor, and I like Emma Stone a lot, and a lot of the people there are just like, I don't know, that movie, it's so hard because there's so many scenes in that movie that are fun, but like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like everything that I think is wrong with filmmaking. And it just pisses me off whenever I watch it because it's like nothing but extremely talented, dedicated people that very much care about. I gotta turn the music on. What the hell? This is so weird. I usually play my own music, but I can't do that when I'm live streaming. So let's just. I'll put that on too because that's pretty funny. Here we go. Let's turn the mini map off if I didn't already do that. That'd be under game. That's good. That's good. That's good. Photo mode short. Yeah, keep that on. Follow camera. Do I have motion blur? Do I want to keep motion blur on? I don't really know. Motion blur usually pisses me off, but all right, that's good. I'll keep that on. I'll keep that on. Turn that off. Turn that off. Okay, that's all good. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it then. I love how this intro just like throws you right into the beginning, and you're just like in this universe. It's so cool, and it's like it's so simple too because you're just like you get it, you get what it's about and everything. So like, but they just trust you to like understand like here it is, and go with it. And also like all this world building, like news clippings and everything is really cool too.
Level 4 mobilization. Location Fisk Tower.
Fisk? And then the Warbly Jets start playing, which is really cool. They actually followed me on Instagram, just like out of nowhere. A few years back, they were just like, started following me, and that was awesome as hell. I don't know if they still do, but they did, and I was freaking out, because I was 15 years old or whatever, but like, I thought it was cool. That is a dope looking suit, kind of. I'm a stickler asshole again. Twitter, about like Spider-Man suits. I really like how this one looks. I think you're gonna get a weird shot, and now it's gonna be the TASM suit. Yeah, I fuck with this suit heavily. I love this suit, and I love how it looks. And I might just be playing the whole game in this suit. And the game's giving me a swinging tutorial, as if I haven't done this a million times already. Let's get a move on and follow this helicopter. Let's see some of the suits actually right here. That is a weird sight. I hate this like totally empty map, but oh well, whatever. Alright, so the suits are cool. I've got them all because I 100% of the game because I have nothing better to do. Again, Twitter. This is the default suit you start out with, and it's all right. You know, it's cool. It looks. There's a few things that I don't really like about it, but for the most part, it's cool. That back spider's kind of weird though. I fuck with this suit heavily. I love this one. This one is dope. That's like my favorite movie suit, I think. And that one's really dope too. Stealth suit's different. It's cool. It's very different. This one I really like. I've always kind of liked this one, honestly. You know, you got the classic here. The Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Spider-Verse one's really cool. You got the gonna flex on all the knowledge here. The advanced suit's pretty dope. It's a very bold and everything, and it's very like, this is PlayStation Spider-Man, and you know, it's just become synonymous with that. Noir's cool. Noir's weird as hell, by the way. Like Vulture's like a cannibal and like eats Uncle Ben, and like it's all weird as hell. And he doesn't have web shooters. He's got organic webbing. Because Noir Dimension Peter Parker isn't like bitten by like a radioactive spider. He's like chosen by like a spider god to be like a warrior mystical being thing. It's weird as hell. Scarlet Spider, cool suit. Hate the Clone Saga like everybody. This is a weird ass suit. I've never really used it. I don't know anybody that does it. It just makes you look like freaking Rinsler or whatever from Tron. This suit gets hated on all the time, and I don't quite understand why, because I think it looks dope. The blue in the back is a bit much, but like, I think this is a dope design. The MCU suit, I love this one. It looks awesome. Negative suit, this hasn't appeared in any comics. I mean, like, there's like a negative iteration of the classic suit that's appeared in comics and everything, but this is of the advanced suit, and this is like an original thing, because the advanced suit's an original thing too. This is a weird suit. I don't know anybody that uses this. Spider-Punk's cool, and like the soles on the Converses he has are like Spidey heads and stuff. It's just a cool suit. The Wrestler suit's cool too, because this is like inspired by the Ultimate Comics and everything, and the Wrestler suit he wore in that, which is pretty much just this without the spider logos on the front and the back. That back logo is also like straight out of the Ultimate, like his actual Spider-Man suit in the Ultimate Comics. That's what the back logo looks like. That's what the front logo looks like too, which is cool. This is one of my least favorite suits I think I've seen in any Spider-Man iteration ever. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know anybody that uses it. It looks terrible. Tron Spidey's cool. Big time or whatever. Dan Slott's best arc, honestly. That or like Superior. Not that anybody cares. This is an alright suit. It looks kind of weird. It's odd. This is called the black suit when it's very clearly not black. But 2099 is cool, and Miguel O'Hara is a cool character and everything, and he's fun. This suit's cool. It's really over designed. If this suit was like just red and black instead of red, black, and gold, it would look much better. But it's just so goddamn complicated looking, and it's too busy and weird. Too much going on. The Velocity suit's weird as hell, and this is an original design for the game. I don't like it. I think it looks weird. This one's dope. This one's just dope. I love the old new, all different Marvel design for Spider-Man, especially the spider emblem. This is weird as hell. I don't know why this is in the game. This one's cool. This one's better, but this one's cool. This would be nice if it wasn't just the PS4 classic suit. That's just got a cool filter slapped on it. If it was like an actual like John Romita Spider-Man thing, that'd be cool, but whatever. You get the Last Stand suit from Amazing Spider-Man number 500, written by J. Michael Straczynski. Nobody cares. This is the coolest suit. It's by an old man Spidey. It's like when he dies or whatever. He's got jeans and a leather jacket, because this is a CW show, apparently. That's your reward for 100% completion. I don't know why. Moving on. Homemade suit's cool. ESU suit's cool. It's just like a hidden photos thing. You find all those, you get jeans and a t-shirt and a Spidey mask. That's spoilers for the end of the game. If it's 2 years old, you probably know by now, though, honestly, because everybody's played this game. This is a dope suit. I think this has appeared in a comic before, but I'm not quite sure what it is. It's a cool suit, though. You get it from all the Black Cat side missions. This is an original design. It's designed by Gabriel Del Otto, who's like an artist and everything. His Spidey's dope, and you can tell by like the lenses and everything how like narrow and squinty they are, and like how shiny everything is. This is a weird suit, but it's kind of cool. The lenses are cool. Scarlet Spider 2, Kane's alright. Kane's fine, whatever. I feel like this one is just in here because they had all the other Spider armors, and it'd be weird to not have this one. It looks alright, whatever. Iron Spider armor, and this looks cool. This I totally fuck with. And the back legs from this one, the suit power with the iron arms. For this one, they're all gold, which is really cool. The manga for Spidey, that's a cool one. I never use it, but it's a cool shading effect or whatever. This one's weird as hell. I don't know why it's in the game. This one's weird as hell. I don't know why it's in the game. This is cool. It has a cool animation replication thing they do. If it is oddly proportioned. This one looks dope. Need I say more? This one looks dope. Need I say more? This one looks dope. Future Foundation's kind of cool, I guess. This is dope. Cool movie suit. I fuck with it. This is different. I like it. It's cool. What's up, man? Use the one with the big... Oh, boy. You're a real charmer, aren't you? Are you uploading this? Yeah, this is going to go on YouTube afterwards, I think. Amazing suit here. This is what I'm going to stick with, I think, because this just got added into the game today. And I also fuck with the suit heavily because I think it's dope, and I think Andrew Garfield is a great Spider-Man. I have yet to use this one, but it's weird as hell. I don't really intend to use it, and this one's whatever. This is so big. What the fuck? All right, let's get going.
Down yet?
No, we're at Fifth Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
I have a feeling you can hear my breathing. It's weird.
This one needs to go by the book.
I gotta do like what the
Yuri,
chocolate
I've been
rain
waiting
guy
8
does or
years for
whatever.
this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square.
Ah,
Sounds like
that
these
camera was
guys are
weird.
trying to keep
I did
my
not do
backup
that
from
on
reaching the
purpose.
scene.
You got it. Almost there.
Hey, what? Yeah, the music in this game is awesome as hell. Breathe heavily, ear. Heavily. I'm not even gonna. You know what? Never mind. You want me to? I'll just breathe right into the mic. I'll turn this into an ASMR. Oh shit.
Hello?
Parker, where are you? We
Hello,
must run
mystery
through the
boss. I told her they
demonstration
didn't
at
just
least once before the
spoil
grant
when I
committee arrives.
went through the suit menu.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise. Better wrap this up quick and get to my
Yeah,
real
nobody
job.
goes into a live stream and says second, but whatever. Okay, that's close.
Looks like Yuri called in the cavalry.
I have yet to play Miles Morales, sadly, because I don't have money. I would certainly like to, but
We need more backup. 1032. Time
no money,
Officers under
so
fire.
I just dodge the spoilers and
Bring in the hammer.
hoping. Oh yeah, no, they totally just killed all those dudes. There's a lot of crazy shit in this game. Thank God for this game, by the way, because I used to settle for the shittiest Spider-Man games, and I didn't even have any idea. Like this is, holy shit. This is definitely much better though than like any of them that came before. This is like Arkham levels, when it comes to like quality. Yoink, as they say.
Morning, guys. Who's ready for their hot, fresh cup of bodily harm?
Interesting fact here,
gotta warn
Spider-Man's
you,
shoe soles in this suit are really just Asics.
Today. Next customer.
That was weird. I wasn't supposed to do that. Into the fire, bitch. Oh, he's gonna burn. He's gonna die. Hey! Yeah, what if Spider-Man was just a mass shooter? What if he just shot people?
Somebody just shoot him.
I'll tell you what, actually, Noir Spidey actually does have a revolver just strapped on his hip. I keep that thing on me, as they say. Dude, oh my god, I just unlocked a memory there. I totally forgot that was a game. And I used to think it was the edgiest thing ever. Because he like says damn in it one time or something. And I like lost my shit.
Can't wait to see Willie's face when you slap the cuffs on.
Yee. These people should totally be dead because I'm just hurling like trash cans and manhole covers at these people full force. Dude, I fuck with regular show. And I mean, like, regular show was like,
all done. What's happening?
not edgy, but like, it was the same sort of like, oh, like this is like, when really it's just made for like 12-year-olds instead of 10-year-olds, which is like,
I knew Fisk wouldn't go quietly.
you know, it makes you feel cooler when you're a 10-year-old, I guess. Whatever. I love a regular show. I think it's a funny show. This suit's cool. I like this suit. I like the movie too. I like the movie. That's a Mark Webb movie. and I'm a total Mark Webb movie whore. Anything he directs is
and lock down the airspace.
cinnamon or whatever.
Yuri, you okay?
Makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Spider-Man's cracking jokes while people just get shot with these assault rifles. I watched the first episode of Close Enough. I don't have HBO Max though. I watched it at like a friend's house.
Hey, where you going?
I've heard it's good, but I wasn't hooked really. I might need to give it another shot though.
I'll clear a path. Follow me.
Because the last show that I watched and it didn't get hooked quite in the first like 10 minutes or so, was The Boys, and I went back and watched that and binged the whole first season in a matter of 2 days, and it is now easily like my favorite TV show. Probably on the air, or definitely on the air, probably ever really. I love The Boys. That is such a cool show, and such a cool idea, and it's way better than the comic too, which is like a great thing to say. Because The Boys comic is just ridiculously like Garth Ennis just trying to be edgy as shit, and it's just like obnoxious and weird, and not even like it's not even like a fun edgy. It's just like it's trying too hard. Like you're just like I get it. It's for adults or whatever. You don't need to like have people get raped all the time or like just do the grossest shit you can think of. Like the show is just much better, and it's not like gratuitously edgy. It's just like, oh, we're going there? Like that's very dark and kind of real. Damn.
Down, down, down!
Gotta take those shooters out.
I don't know what that means, Maddie. I'm just gonna take that guy down there. Anyways, The Boys. Yeah, I really like The Boys. It's a fun. I'm gonna watch. Do I need to adjust my PlayStation camera? I don't know how to do this. Maybe. Oh, I just need to move my chair closer. I think. Yeah. There we go. That's a bit better. That's kind of a close up. Not really. Not quite. That's like a medium close. Yeah. Something like that. This is good. Okay. So. There we go. This is my second time streaming, technically. The first time being an hour ago.
Come on, come on!
Not even.
They shut the elevators down! Take the stairs!
Take the stairs.
I prefer a more direct approach.
God damn it, Spider-Man, you're so fucking funny.
Spider-Man, status.
I don't know why like they encourage wall crawling in this game, because it's absolutely just broken.
Looks like Fisk
I don't know why they
has bombs
bothered
on
like
every floor.
even doing it.
Desperate.
Because I mean like it's so like just crappy in this game. Like it
And
doesn't
he's hitting
work,
us with everything he's got.
which sucks.
Find
But I mean like
you
nobody
endless.
does it anyways, especially in
Not
like
yet.
free roaming.
We just
Nobody
picked up
does that.
Challenger. They're wiping all their
Because
data
just
servers.
running on the wall is
That
way
evidence if
faster
we wanna
and
put
looks
him away for
cooler
good.
and is just like
Okay, server room it is.
works much better too, might I
That's my
add.
key. Call from May. Better answer.
Yoink!
Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Watching a superhero movie. What's up?
This old lady
just wanted to
totally
make
just
sure we're
bought
still
that.
on together
Little does she know
Totally.
that
Listen, I gotta go.
Well, okay.
I'm actually not watching a superhero movie right now. Got him.
Out of the way!
Bam! Get him out of here. I don't want to be down here. Hey! Nope, I want to be up there. There we go. Nope, not there either. Can I... Hey!
How exactly do you think this ends well for you? On to the next one.
Yoink. Alright,
Regret your life choices yet?
You're gonna have them.
I was thinking about talking... I was going to talk about something, and I forgot what it was.
Take them down.
I guess I'll talk about the Amazing Spider-Man because I'm wearing that suit, so it just feels like fitting, I guess. Or actually, I might. You know what? I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna play in the movie suits. I'm gonna start from the beginning. I guess I'll talk about the Tobey Maguire movies, because you know I got nothing better to talk about right now.
Before there's no evidence left.
Spider-Man 1 is dope.
If I go in this way, they'll destroy all the evidence.
It's so Sam
I
Raimi,
should look for a
which is
sneaky way.
you know great. It's very hokey and everything, and like the dialogue is like so cheesy, but like that's also just it fits with Sam Raimi.
It's like my own private ventrance.
Tobey Maguire is probably my least favorite Spider-Man.
This may be a
Honestly,
dirty criminal, but he has remarkably clean air vents.
I really enjoy those Spider-Man movies, but like I don't think like any of the Spider-Man movies are great because of like Tobey Maguire's. Like I've never heard anybody be like, Spider-Man 2 was so great because Tobey Maguire is so good at it. Like no, I've never heard anybody say that ever. And it's just because like Tobey Maguire, I just don't. I think he services the script fine, but I don't think he like brings anything to the role really. Like not like the other actors really have. Like Andrew Garfield brought a lot of like humor and depth and everything to his Peter Parker. A lot of like nuances and everything, just like small things that like if he was played by somebody else, he would have been very different. Same thing with Tom Holland. Tom Holland brings a lot of energy and like just youthful
Says the guy
something. I don't really know.
History.
But you know he does this like. If Tom Holland was not playing the MCU's Spider-Man, he would definitely be very different. Tobey Maguire, I do not feel that. I feel like you could have gotten in other actors, and they would have done just as like Tobey Maguire did. I don't think Tobey Maguire really did much of anything. And honestly, like he just Spider-Man 1 is really good, and it's very like true to the comic and everything, surprisingly, which is you know honestly a miracle. Honestly, it's a miracle a Spider-Man movie even got made because the licensing for the movie rights and everything was so split up. Because Marvel had like declared bankruptcy like 5 years prior because it was the 90s and comics totally crashed and went from making like millions of dollars to like being super oversaturated and being worth like nothing because speculator market. That's a whole thing I'll get into eventually, I'm sure. I'm getting off topic. Back to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1's good. Spider-Man 2 is really good, but like Spider-Man 2 is also insanely overrated, and Twitter has made me hate it because I've become like associating this movie with like people that harass me and my friends on Twitter. Also, Peter Parker just sucks in that movie.
We got more where that came
like he's not like he's just like a bad person. I just don't like him. I like him much better. Spider-Man 1, he's like charming and like there's something charming about his like awkwardness and just like how like weird he is. He's like likable. He's like a likable nerd. And then in like Spider-Man 2,
I guess bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan.
I mean, at the end of Spider-Man 1, he's like, I made a choice to like not be with Mary Jane.
We'll look for the bombs.
So because I have you know, a responsibility to be Spider-Man, and with great power comes great responsibility. Blah, 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 you know, same old song and dance.
Everyone clear out! Evacuate the building!
But then in Spider-Man 2, he's like, you know, I chose not to be with Mary Jane, but why isn't she like still wanting to be with me? And it becomes really like just so many like small things, I guess, that just like piss me off. Like
Spider-Man!
He makes no attempt to like
when you're free, get out fast.
Show up to any of her plays or like be there for her or anything. And then sorry, the music here. Now I really gotta hit square. God damn. There we go.
Thank you. We did it.
Anyways, back to complaining about Spider-Man movies.
Coming your way.
Peter Parker has like a whole conversation with Mary Jane in the backyard, like in the first movie. And
in a chopper, we have no one to stop it from landing.
only shows
no one
any
to chase
interest
me
in
if it
seeing
flies
her
away.
plays when she mentions
Why
she's
do I get the
seeing
feeling that's
somebody,
what he was planning all along?
which is
Because he probably
really
was.
if it's not intended to be,
Damn.
oh, Peter Parker's
Yuri,
jealous
get the
and
MPs
kind
up
of
here, fast.
shitty.
We're trying.
It's that is bad writing, because that is 100% how I interpret it and how most people would probably interpret that. Because it's literally just like immediately after she says like, I'm seeing somebody, and he's like, when's your next showing? I'm like, what? Why would he? No.
That's enough out of you.
Holy shit! I just killed that man.
More rockets? A little excessive, don't you think?
Yee. And then he like straight up just gaslights her later on in the movie. And it's just like an emotionally abusive, just asshole to Mary Jane. And Mary Jane's shitty back to him too. So it really isn't even like I'm rooting for these people at the end of it. It's just like I don't like either of these characters anymore, because they're both just mean to each other. Why would I want them to like be together?
Let the bomb squad guys get through this.
And then Spider-Man 3 comes out, and Spider-Man 3 is just whatever.
Settle down. I've got enough for everybody.
I don't know how Spider-Man 3 is both like overhated and also like super overrated too. Because like it's not a good movie, and I don't want anybody to like anybody that tells you it's a good movie is just kind of it is not a very well made movie. It's very clearly like
Room is clear.
been meddled with
Squad
by the
must be
studio.
somewhere ahead. Hope they're okay.
Sony was like, no, we gotta get Venom in this movie because the fans want Venom, and Sam Raimi's like, no, I don't give a shit about Venom. I don't like him. And they
guys
like
all
put him
right?
in anyways, and he was like, fine.
We were just about to call for backup.
I think I'm it.
Lead the way. We'll be
And
right behind
Ned's
you.
first.
Heads up, boss.
So, you know, Sam Raimi puts Venom in anyways, despite the fact he does not want to, and casts Topher Grace as Eddie Brock, which is very much not Eddie Brock. Probably as far away from Eddie Brock as you can get when it comes to like, oh, he's like a scrawny, small, like obnoxious asshole nerd.
So your plan didn't work.
Which honestly doesn't really bother me because I don't like comic Eddie Brock either. I think he sucks too because he's just a big ass muscle dude that like does nothing but like he sucks. And that's a conversation for another time. Or maybe it's now's the time, but I'll do it later. So he cast Topher Grace, and Tobey Maguire's like, I want to get Sandman in the movie. So he's like, fine, we'll get Sandman too.
Hey Yuri.
And they gotta wrap up Harry Osborn's arc with the whole Goblin thing, which is also weird as stuff. That's another thing about Spider-Man 2
Take
that
him
doesn't.
down now.
So Harry thinks Spider-Man kills his dad, and he knows that Peter takes pictures of Spider-Man. And if he's seen the pictures that Peter takes, he would realize that Peter is obviously Spider-Man because even a child would be able to tell, like, only Spider-Man himself would be able to take any photo like that of Spider-Man. Because they're practically fucking selfies.
Writing your memoirs?
But, like,
Don't forget the hyphen
Harry
between
Osborn-
Spider and man.
he finds out Peter's Spider-Man in
Get the
Spider-Man
chopper
2.
ready.
And that's cool. And
I
it's a
will
good
be
reveal and
right.
everything. And every single time that, like,
Surprised you made
Harry
it this
asks
far.
Peter, like, sorry.
But your foolishness ends now.
Okay. Now we're back into it. Every single
you do
time
know I can
that
still
Harry
see you,
Osborn
right?
asks Peter, like, hey, did you kill my dad? Peter Parker responds by either staring at him blankly and saying nothing,
You shouldn't have.
or he will shit. Or he'll just say like, I'm done trying to convince you, or like, can we talk about something else? Or just some other like stupid BS that like, just tell him no, like straight up, just say no. He didn't even kill his dad. He like won't even say no. Like it's not hard. Just tell him I didn't kill your freaking dad. It's not hard to say. But
That's my chance.
he just doesn't do that at all. And it's so weird. And it just makes me even more mad because like he has every opportunity to just like, no, I didn't kill your dad. Your dad like jumped out of the way and killed himself with his glider.
You seem angry.
That's why there's like piercing marks.
Destroy you!
Take your best
So
shot.
it's you know, that's weird. And then James Franco is also just unimaginably just terrible in Spider-Man 3. Just like as an actor, he's just so like, just the weirdest deliveries, and it's so, Jesus Christ. He just delivers his lines so weird, and he's like, he looks high as hell half the time. And I mean, like, so does Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire also like refused to work out for Spider-Man 3, and they have to like CGI like X onto him in like a shirtless scene and everything. There are definitely good scenes in Spider-Man 3, like the Sandman like reforming like scene and everything. That's awesome. And the music in that scene is actually really good too.
You know what to do, man.
Surrounded.
And it, you know, it's really just, that is definitely art. Peter Parker's still an asshole to Mary Jane in this movie too. Which again, I don't know why this movie acts like I want to like root for them, or that like I am rooting for them, because I'm not really, because I don't like these people.
Come on, get him.
And I also don't think that Kirsten Dunst and Tobey Maguire just have that much chemistry really.
You're losing, Willie.
I'm shitting on these movies constantly. I like all of these movies. Let me just say, I like all of these Spider-Man movies. I will sit down and watch pretty much any of them at any time, and I will very much like find something to enjoy about them, because believe it or not, I like this character. So yeah, Spider-Man 3 is weird, and there's a lot of stupid shit that doesn't make any sense, and they like retcon like the previous movies in a terrible, terrible way, and they just like, oh yeah, like Uncle Ben's killer was Sandman, and like, I remember like even first grade me walking out of the movie theater in 2007 after watching this movie was like, that, like turned to my dad, was like, that was stupid, that's dumb, they should not have done that. And I was right, they shouldn't have done that, it was stupid, it was a dumb change thing. It's just dumb. And so, like, yeah, Sony meddled with the movie and ruined it. And I mean, like, some of the Sam Raimi's ideas weren't very good either. That Sandman thing was Sam Raimi's idea. I didn't like that either. So yeah, you know. Jesus Christ. Yoink. So yeah, they're like, yeah, so Spider-Man 4, we're gonna get on that, because, you know, it's Sony's like, we want Spider-Man movies because we want money and we want to keep the licensing. And the way the licensing works with Spider-Man is every 5 years, I think, or so, or no, it's every 6 years, I think, or something like that. There needs to be like a new Spider-Man project or a property or something to come out for them to like retain the licensing, or else it'll like revert back to Marvel, and Marvel will get
Finally off the Rikers, huh?
the rights to Spider-Man back
in
and
there than
everything.
I do.
If you think this will
So I'm gonna change. I can't change now because I'm in a cutscene.
be more than a minor inconvenience.
Whoop, gotta go. Hey,
So
good luck, Willie.
they're like, yeah,
That
Spider-Man
must be
4,
when
we're gonna
you're
do
gonna
that.
need
We're gonna
it.
get Tobey Maguire back on. The whole reason they had Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 was because they didn't think Kirsten Dunst was gonna sign back on after her contract expired after 3 to be in any more of the Spider-Man movies. So they had Gwen Stacy come in so they could do all that.
Kingpin is heading to prison. End of an era. I feel like I should celebrate. Maybe take a vacation.
And Sam Raimi planned on having like the Vulture. I think they said I forget who it was. Who they said, John Malkovich. John Malkovich was going to be Vulture, I think they said. Which, you know, that would have been all right.
Parker, where are you?
And
We'll be here soon.
Anne Hathaway was going to
Run an
be
equipment check.
I'm almost there.
Felicia
Blocks away.
Hardy, aka the Black Cat.
Guess I'll just
And that would
do
have
it
been cool.
myself.
I would have liked to
No,
see that.
don't. It's not safe.
And but you know, Sam Raimi was like, I don't have time to do this, and I'm not making
Gotta
another
love
shitty
Doc's
movie like Spider-Man
enthusiasm,
3.
But sometimes it gets him into
So
trouble. Better get there
I'm gonna
before he
need more
hurts
time,
himself.
and they were like, we're not doing that. So basically, Sam Raimi was just like, all right, well, I'm out then, because I'm not doing this. I'm not making a bad movie for you guys. I want to do it my way, and you guys are just being assholes. So I'm gonna dip. And Tobey Maguire was like, all right, well, if Sam Raimi's dipping, then I'm dipping. And then Kirsten Dunst and everybody was also just left. And Tony was like, all right, cool, everybody's gone. Reboot time. 5 years after the last movie came out, reboot time. Which is, you know, a great sign. So they got Mark Webb, who had directed one goddamn movie at a time, 500 Days of Summer, which I'm a total whore for because I adore that movie. But, you know, they're like, hey, here's an indie filmmaker that we can boss around and make our bitch, so we can do studio shit or whatever, that Sony does. And really, it's just... It's not even like... I mean, it is Sony, because Sony sucks, and Sony, like, does this stupid shit all the time. But, like, at the core, it's one dude. It's straight up just one... Avi Arad is the dude's name. It's like just him. And he's a total, like, toy man. And he's why Venom was in Spider-Man 3. He's, like, the guy that put Venom in Spider-Man 3.
The grant committee's director will be here
and,
soon.
like, totally derailed that movie. He's at the core of, like...
It's
almost
fine,
every
Parker.
like dumb idea that like Spider-Man has had in the movies and everything, it's pretty much a result of him, which is sad and funny as hell. And what's even more sad is that he still has a job at he still works at Sony. He still works on the Spider-Man movies at Sony.
Maybe we should have.
But
not yet.
you know, he pushed for Venom, he pushes for a bunch of shit. He leads the charge for this new movie and everything.
Hold on.
So they get Mark Webb. And everybody's like, oh, what are they going to do? Mark Webb's like a new movie director who's done one movie before this. So everybody's like, all right, well, like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in 500 Days of Summer. He's the star of that movie.
We're close.
Is Joseph Gordon-Levitt going to be Spider-Man? And the answer to that was obviously no. Which kind of sucks, because I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt would have actually been an awesome Spider-Man. But I also love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man too, so I'm happy that like that happened.
From a certain viewpoint, that's a very positive development. I assure you, in the next phase.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Dude, committee directors are so goddamn funny.
Is there somewhere else we can discuss this?
Maybe you should take the rest of the day off, Peter. But we'll talk later.
Just showed up and he's like, get out of here. And I'm like, all right. Doesn't make any sense, but all right.
That was a disaster.
So, Andrew Garfield gets cast as Peter Parker, as Spider-Man and everything.
I have to figure out what went wrong.
In like 2010, I think. Or so. And everybody's like, whoa, Andrew Garfield, the guy from The Social Network? And it's like, yeah, that's the one. He's really funny in that movie. I like The Social Network a lot. I love that movie. He's really funny and good in that movie. It's just, I don't know. Andrew Garfield is like one of my favorite actors. I just think he's so good in everything. He's just so funny and everything. I just love the way like he delivers things.
Burned out.
I'm gonna do this stupid puzzle anyways because
If I'd been here to do the pre-check, I would have caught this.
This isn't too difficult. This should be fine. I should be able to do this. If I said this isn't too difficult and then screwed it up, I'm gonna be mad at myself. Alright, I'm skipping them.
Need to reroute servo.
You know they're really proud of like this part of the game when they have a button that just lets you skip the whole goddamn thing.
Finished.
Yeah. That's how it's done. So yeah, Andrew Garfield gets cast as Spider-Man. They're shooting and everything. Emma Stone gets cast. And everybody's like, is Emma Stone going to be Mary Jane? That's awesome. That's perfect casting. Emma Stone is like the perfect choice to play Mary Jane Watson. She just has the look and the voice and just the sass and the attitude. Like I to this day I wish she was not Gwen Stacy.
Doc's been testing new materials.
And I mean, she's fine as Gwen Stacy, and I like her as Gwen Stacy.
He asked me to review his work if I had time.
She would have been a fantastic Mary Jane, and I know they did it because they didn't want to like retread the ground of like the last movie, because you just did this is a reboot 10 years after the first one, so they can't just do the same goddamn thing again, which they kind of do already. But so Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy. And you know, I'm in like
testing a new contact material for the prosthetic.
4th grade at this time or whatever. So I'm like, what? How old am I in 4th grade? 10 years old, I think. 10 years old, yeah. So I'm 10 years old and everything. And my friend's got like a Game Informer, and he's like, "Hey, check out this like Spider-Man game." And I'm like, "Really? A Spider-Man game or whatever?"
But there's a lot of impedance.
And it's the movie tie-in
Doc
game for the
keeps
Amazing
looking for other
Spider-Man, which
materials.
there's a whole article about it. And we're looking at it. We're like, "Whoa, this looks crazy!" And we're just looking at like
Alright.
maybe 6 photos or
Get out
whatever,
of here before I screw things up
and
for
like
Doc
reading
even
things
more.
about it. And it looks cool and everything. And that's basically how I got into like Spider-Man and just comics in general. I saw this article in a Game Informer thing that my friend had at class. I go home, I watch the trailer for the new movie, and I'm like, "Whoa, it's all dark and edgy, and this isn't your dad's Spider-Man or whatever." Because I was 10 years old and I just thought it was cool or whatever. I say that as if I don't think it's cool now still. Because I'm a lying son of a bitch, but I'm just kidding, my mom's not a bitch. I'm gonna edit that out, I think. I'm not gonna edit it out. I don't know how to do that.
Fisk make it to Rikers yet?
This automatically uploads
Not
anyways.
Rikers. Our
Nobody's
boy
gonna watch
qualifies
this
for the
anyways.
VIP
I'm
treatment.
45 minutes into this live stream.
Joining Scorpion, Electro, and the rest. Fisk should
But,
be honored. That's a steamed company.
Yeah, I watched this trailer and I'm like,
Got
"Whoa,
an issue that could
that's
benefit from
cool."
your unique skill
A
set.
couple weeks later, I went to like a
For
Barnes
you,
and Noble and
Yuri,
everything, and I
anything.
find
I'm on my way.
this comic book called Ultimate Spider-Man. It's written by Brian Michael Bendis. It's drawn by Mark Bagley. And I'm like, "What's
Looks like
this?"
Jameson's
I
got a
buy
new
it.
episode
I
out.
buy
Wonder what my number
Volume
one fan
1.
thinks about the Fisk takedown.
And Volume 1 titled Power and Responsibility. And I know that because I've read the first 7 issues of it that are in that volume about 1,000 times. And that is like my first comic book. That's what I consider to be the first comic book. And I love it. It's fantastic. And the Ultimate Universe is really weird and cool, kind of. It's so odd. It's like it's like a reboot, but it's like also simultaneously happening with like the main Marvel universe. So like Marvel Comics has had one continuity like ever. So like since like the origin for Peter Parker in the main Marvel universe is in Amazing Fantasy number 15 from 1962, written by Stan Lee and drawn by Steve Ditko. That is the origin, and it hasn't really changed.
Now that you quit smoking, what do you
It's been
tell
added
people when
on
you
and
come up
everything,
here?
but like
That I need a break from
that
their
is the
crap.
origin, and it's
Fair
like,
enough.
from the
So,
60s
why'd you
to
call?
now. It's
Need
all
a
been
date
one
to replace
continuity,
Baseball?
and that's
You
of
got a black
course
and white suit?
very simple to figure out
all
how
the same
850
We
goddamn
spent too much
issues fit
integrating
into
Oscorp surveillance tech
a little over
Worth it
10
though,
years
right?
of a person's
was.
life.
Until an hour ago. The system went down. Citywide. Every tower.
I don't know where. Oh, right. Ultimate Universe.
Tell me
So, like,
someone
in the
sabotaged
2000s, they're like,
the
okay,
server,
so
and now all
we
the
almost
towers are
went
offline.
bankrupt there. We had to sell off all of our movie rights and everything.
Inside
That's
job.
where Fox got the X-Men and the Fantastic Four,
Figure
and
it
Sony
out
got
later.
Spider-Man, all that
Right now
stuff.
we need to get
That's
the
because
towers
Marvel
back
was
up.
going to go bankrupt
Fast.
and would not
You
exist.
called me? Aw, that's sweet.
So
I called.
they're like,
someone
we
I
got to
could trust.
reinvigorate interest somehow.
Plus, the signals are
So they're like,
scrambled
all right, how
and
about
we
we
have no idea how
reboot?
to fix it.
But like we do it
Ooh.
just like over there, and it's like a separate
love a
thing. So
challenge.
it's like we got the main Marvel
it, you
universe
buy
still
it.
going on,
I thought you trusted
and then over
me.
here in like this other corner, we've got the Ultimate Universe, and it's like a totally different thing, and it's like a
Let's take a look at this tower.
retelling sort of new spin on classic stories and
Input bands
everything.
have been shifted. Subtle.
So like during the 2000s, J. Michael Straczynski's writing Spider-Man and everything, and Peter Parker's like 30 years old, and he's like a teacher,
had a tower
and
come
he's
back online.
find out like,
Was that you?
oh, like he
Not
gets his
just a pretty
powers.
mask, huh?
It wasn't a
Whatever you
radioactive
did,
spider.
any
It was
chance you could do it to the other
it was a
towers?
magic
Sure,
spider
but
guy
just so
that
you know,
mystically
I had to
bestowed
sync up
him
with the
these
tower to fix it.
powers from like
I'm
a
seeing
spider
all
totem
crime
or
data
whatever.
in the area now.
And
Looks like there's a
it's
break-in
fucking
happening near me.
weird.
Great. I've got units nearby.
But the
Go
Ultimate
Father.
Spider-Man's going
I'm
on,
on
and they're
it.
like, hey, here's Peter Parker. He's 15 years old. Here he is in high school. Except it's like now.
Do it.
20 years ago now, but like here he is in high school with like Blink-182 shirts and I don't know, too many layers to be wearing in like moderate heat or whatever.
Are you sure these guys didn't forget their keys?
It's the early 2000s Peter Parker, and they're like, okay, we got time now, so like Amazing Fantasy number 15, when they like had the issue that had the origin of Spider-Man and everything and introduced him. The whole story thing, the whole like Uncle Ben dies and like Peter Parker learns like great power, great responsibility, becomes Spider-Man, all that stuff. It's like the whole thing is like 11 pages. 11 pages long. So Marvel's like, all right, we're gonna take our time with this time. So the origin for Ultimate Peter Parker is like 7 issues. And they're written by Brian Michael Bendis, who is like notorious for his incredibly like wordy dialogue and everything, and just like ridiculously like
Thanks for that.
large
Now I'm seeing an
like
assault near
speech
you.
bubbles and shit.
in luck,
So
Yuri.
it doesn't
Your
really
favorite
read
tough,
fast,
lovable,
but like
grizzled
it's
C2
easy to get
detective
into,
is
and it's
attacked.
really well written,
What?
and it's just like all these characters feel very real and fun.
Spider cop.
And Peter Parker's a total edgelord
you're
in that
the
book too.
snitch.
Back off, creep.
He's 15 years old, and he's
She's the one.
definitely listens to Linkin Park. And he gets pissed off super easily. You know, because he's like 15, and his uncle just died. So he's like, there's a lot of stuff where like, oh, like Peter and MJ are like best friends in this universe, and MJ's also like 15 and everything, which like never happened in the in the main Marvel comics. They didn't meet through college, but they're like best friends in high school and everything. And there's like a whole part where like, oh, like here's
Walk away
Peter
now, or
and
she's
MJ,
dead.
and they're waiting for the bus. And Peter's uncle had just died the night before, and she's like, "Are you doing okay?" And he just collapses and starts crying, and you're like, "Oh my god!" And it's just there's a lot of like really sad stuff, and like
All
they
clear,
like explore like, hey, like Mary Jane's parents are like
wrong about you. You're
having a lot of problems, and like Mary Jane's dad is abusive
got
and a
somewhere to
shitty
go?
dude, and he cheats
take
on her
care of
on her mom.
I'm
And
sure
she
you
knows
can,
about it.
But just in case, there's a place
And they're
called
still
the
just
Feast
there,
Center.
and like her
Seen
dad's
it.
just a
I don't
shitty
want
dude,
charity.
and his
Got the
mom is
best
just a
sweet cakes in the
pushover.
city, hands down.
Mom used to make those
And so
Haven't
that's
had any.
it's you know
a long time.
deep dives into characters and everything.
I'll check it out. Thanks.
I don't know why I'm talking about
Spider guy.
Ultimate now.
It's Spider.
Back to anyway, that was my first comic. Back to the Amazing Spider-Man, which is what I was originally going to be talking about. So that movie comes out. I'm in this Hulk phase and everything of like, oh, comics are cool now or whatever. And you know, it's 2012, so it's like this is all happening
From his
maybe
elevated
2 months
position,
before the Avengers comes
Spider
out.
Cop
So I'm like a
spies
little bit ahead of the curve. So
Surveillance tower.
like barely ahead of the curve.
Narrating yourself?
What? No.
So,
course
you know,
not.
Avengers comes out, and everybody's like, holy shit, it's Avengers, oh my god, it's the biggest thing ever. And, you know, I'm in 4th grade, and I'm talking about everything at school. We're like, oh my god, the Avengers is the coolest thing ever, da 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 da. And, you know, we're huge Avengers fans and everything. And we still are, really. Because, we're a bunch of man-children. That's why I'm 19 playing Spider-Man right now. But...
Score.
Yeah, so
Towers
Amazing
are
Spider-Man
picking
comes
up all
out, and I'm like,
kinds of
that was
RFID
awesome.
signals now. One nearby. What is that?
Amazing Spider-Man's a really interesting movie. And it has a lot of, like, very, like, you know, Sony-isms, where they're like, put this in the movie, set this up, whatever. Just, like, shit that's, like, clearly just, like, corporate, like, we gotta set up the sequel. Fucking whatever. But it's also like,
Wonder how many of these
you know,
are
it's
scattered
also a
around the
Mark
city.
Webb movie, and it like shows because like Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone are
Still
like
there?
adorable
Got
in
a
that
robbery
movie,
a few blocks away.
and
Spider Cop's on it.
they have amazing
man,
chemistry.
Part Spider. Cop.
And you know, like it's just like there's no way to describe it really. It's just like you just meet somebody sometimes, and it just clicks, and you two just like riff off of each other like constantly, and it's just like it's so sweet and genuine between them. And I think they dated in real life for a good bit, I believe, because of this movie, and like through the second one and everything, and a bit after.
Spider-Man! Shoot him!
And I think they're still friends or something like that. I don't know. I'm not in the whole celebrity circle, whatever. Bottom line is, I love Emma Stone and I love Andrew Garfield, and they were great in that movie. And they brought a lot of very genuine, like, sweetness to the roles they were playing. And it just makes you feel good just watching them, because it's just like, it's so awkward, and you can tell, like, she's clearly into him and he clearly is into her, and he has no idea what he's doing, but it's funny, and it's just like it works anyways because she just likes him, so we can like really just say whatever. And it's just so wholesome and sweet. And Mark Webb just knows how to like direct actors in just a way that I don't know anybody else. Like, I've never seen anybody else that can like do that, because he just, especially with romance, he just knows how to nail quirky, awkward interactions between two people that feel genuine and sweet and just bring a smile to your face. And I would certainly love to know how he does it, because I certainly don't know how.
We'll all drink tonight,
But he does it, and it's very sweet, and it's very well done, and it's by far the best part about that movie is the relationship between Peter and Gwen. And you know, they have this whole like subplot in the. All right, I'm just gonna take it to the. I'm gonna stop doing sidelines. Just from the start of the movie to the end of the movie, I'm just gonna do the whole thing because I know the whole goddamn movie.
Can't have people taking pictures
because I watched it a million
chest
times as a
hairs.
kid, and I have like the whole movie memorized. But I watched the director's commentary,
At the lab.
and I remember
Dr.
Mark Webb
Octavius
saying
left for the day.
this one specific thing in the beginning. In the beginning, it is the movie opens with a like 10-year-old Peter Parker playing hide and seek with his dad. And Mark Webb said something that has stuck with me since I was in like 4th or 5th grade or whatever. Whatever. I don't know how old I was when I watched it. 10 or 11 years old or something.
They're just nervous in the face of imminent triumph.
And it goes. It's something along the lines
Should I
of
head back to the lab for cleanup?
the first scene in your movie should be a metaphor for what the movie is about,
Short break.
and that's very much what this is. This is Peter Parker looking for his father.
Wish I could bottle and sell that.
And
man's
that
optimism.
is a
Sounds like he's
brilliant
left the lab for the day.
brilliant
Good
way
time
to do
work on my
that.
student
And
pride.
in a literal and a metaphorical, you know, sense of everything, of like, you know, Peter Parker's trying to find out like what happened to his dad, Richard Parker. But like, not only that, but like throughout the entire movie, Peter Parker's looking for a father in his life from, you know, his actual father that he holds in like high regard, because he knows he was a scientist and everything, which is taken from the Ultimate Comics. A lot of that movie was taken from the comics, from the Ultimate Comics especially. From the angst and just like sheer rage as Peter Parker feels, to a lot of those plot lines and everything. A lot of Ultimate influence. I forgot where I was going with this, but yeah, from Uncle Ben to Captain Stacy later on, looking for a father figure. That's a main theme in this movie, and it's very well set up and everything, and it's so well done, and Mark Webb is he's probably my favorite director, honestly. I just love his work. So you got the beginning of the movie and everything, and you do like this match cut thing from like, here's childhood Peter Parker watching his parents leave him to like, here's
Doc's gone for
Andrew
the night.
Garfield pretending to be in high school, getting hit in the head by a basketball and just tanking that shit. Which I don't know if you've ever been hit in the head with a basketball,
Double check his work.
but that shit hurts a lot. That'll knock you off your feet real freaking easily, and it'll really cause you some mild headaches. Very good bit. But yeah, he just tanks it like a badass or whatever.
Dr. Octavius, what you got there?
Chinese. If I know you'd be here, I would have. What are you working on?
Oh, just a side project. Of course. It's you. I don't know what
Oh,
you're.
come on, Parker. It's obvious.
Let me explain.
I only wish you told me sooner.
I wanted to, but I was afraid that if word got out, my family might be in danger.
I find it so weird that like Doc Ock thinks that, like,
Yes.
oh, Peter Parker like makes Spider-Man's tech,
I guess if you
and not just like,
design
oh,
his equipment,
he's
you're
Spider-Man.
bound to be a target too.
Yeah.
Because this man's a genius and everything.
Yeah.
He's like a
Don't worry.
bioengineer and
Your
shit,
secret's safe.
building prosthetics and everything. So you'd
Well,
think he'd like be like,
I'll leave
oh,
you to it.
he's clearly Spider-Man because he's always leaving, and it's clearly him. But yeah,
That should do it.
I don't know. So, you get through the whole. Peter gets hit in the head with a basketball by Flash Thompson. Flash Thompson in The Amazing Spider-Man is definitely my favorite version of Flash Thompson in the movies. He's definitely the best. And he's got a lot of depth and everything. You know, he's being a dickhead. Peep the Asics there. That's what they used for the suit. Asics again, baby!
Excuse me, late for work.
That suit is crispy as hell. I love this suit.
Hello, New York! Haha! New suit, same old me.
It's the same suit, but all right. So, you know, Peter Parker comes out and he's listening to the Shins, because he's a, you know, angsty loner nerd in high school and has a chip on his shoulder. I'm just making digs at me, honestly, at this point. Not the chip on his shoulder thing. Peter Parker has a chip on his shoulder definitely in the beginning. I don't so much. I'm perfect. I'm a perfect person. I'm the greatest person ever. I have no flaws whatsoever. I definitely get angry quick though, which I'm sure I have Ultimate Comics to thank for that one. Just being like, hey, like sometimes getting angry is like cool or whatever. Like, that's great. So you know, the Shins are playing or whatever. Peter doesn't get asked out on a date by a girl.
Doc would be proud.
He's standing up and this dude gets the shit kicked out of him in front of the whole school, which is, you know, great. And then Emma Stone, like, is, like, talking to him. He's like, hey, I thought that was great. You're an idiot, but, like, that was great. You got the shit kicked out of you because you're an idiot, but, like, yeah. That was a morally righteous thing to do. You know. And they have this awkward interaction and everything. He's like, I know your name. I just want to know if you know your name.
I'll shut your mouth permanent now.
And, you know, it's cute and sweet and it's awkward and whatever. I think it's, I want to point out that Peter Parker also has, like, a film camera in that, so that's just tell you the kind of person he is. It's just, like, just an asshole. And he is an asshole. In the beginning of the movie especially, he's a total asshole. Which I very much appreciate, because, like, it's nice seeing a character grow and not just be, like, a dick. Like, not just be, like, you know, awkward and not change, really, because, like, it just comes, like, whatever. Peter Parker changing throughout the movie is an interesting thing, and it's, like, it's very, very well done, I guess. So, yeah, he... Jesus Christ. This isn't working. I'm just gonna start talking about things I like. Martin Sheen's a cool Uncle Ben, I guess. I think he's cool. Sally Field's probably my favorite Aunt May. I think she's like a good middle ground between like the geriatric Aunt May of like the Raimi films that talks about like old, long, boring stories like it's the goddamn 40s. Because whatever. And it's Marissa Tomei's fine, but like she doesn't have that much to do in any of the MCU Spider-Man movies, which sucks. And I think she's also just a little bit too young looking to be like Aunt May, really. That's just my personal opinion. I think Sally Field's the best. But you know, I've already been over. Emma Stone's a great Gwen Stacy. She's very fun. What's his name? Whatever the guy's name is that plays Captain Stacy.
There isn't what I do. Dang, looks like they called their buddies.
Dennis something. Dennis Leary? Yeah, that's his name. He's good as Captain Stacy, and I think he's a really cool like father figure to Peter. Because there's a really good scene. This movie also does the same. The Amazing Spider-Man does this thing in Batman Begins where it's like, oh, the movie's called Batman Begins, and Batman doesn't show up in Batman Begins until like an hour into the goddamn movie. So you like meet Peter Parker and meet his like character and everything before he becomes Spider-Man. He gets bit by a spider and everything at Oscorp. You have this awkward interaction. You meet Dr. Kurt Connors, Connor's really cool and really, like, well done. He's funny, he has a character. Or he did before all this, like, character deleted scenes. Or all his...
anyone want to surrender?
Let me try that again.
No?
All his character scenes got deleted. Where you find out he has, like, a family and a kid and shit. So he's kind of, like, shallow as a villain. Which sucks, because you know he wasn't, like, intended to be. It's just, like, so much stuff got axed. Where was I going with this? But, yeah, so Spider-Man, you know, shows up later on. He gets his uncle killed over chocolate milk, which, you know, is a joke that never gets old. Because it really is kind of funny. Uncle Ben also lunges for a gun in that movie, so he, like, totally asks to get fucking shot. But I love how much of an asshole Peter is to the guy. He's just like, no, you're 2 cents short for your chocolate milk, so you're not buying that. And he's like, are you serious? It's 2 cents.
Place
Like,
is
just
locked down, Captain.
let me take the goddamn milk, please. And he's like, no. And he's like, all right. And then gets robbed immediately. And he's like, little help, kid? Little help, guy I just screwed over out of chocolate milk? And he's like, oh, well, it's not my policy.
Fisk has more
You know,
construction sites throughout the city.
it's not my problem. Which is a mantra of Peter Parker.
And report in if you see anything suspicious.
And in the Raimi movies, in the first one, you get screwed over by the wrestling guy, and he's like, I missed the part where that's my problem. You guys got robbed, assholes, or whatever.
Post-process on photos of popular
And, you know, he's getting back or getting revenge or whatever. And that's cool and everything. The Ultimate Comics trying to do that too, where he just like he doesn't get like ripped off or anything. He just gets fired by the wrestling guys, and like a bodega gets robbed on his way home. And he doesn't get, like, ripped off by that bodega guy or whatever or anything. He's just like, no, it's like, that's not my job. Like, you're a cop. Go get him. Like, that's your job. That's not mine. I don't have any reason to do that. I'm a guy. I'm minding my own business. You know. I'm not looking out for the little guy or whatever. But yeah, he gets ripped off by the chocolate milk guy. Uncle Ben lunges for a gun like an idiot in the streets of New York. And then Peter Parker gets killed because he throws a fit. And like rightfully so, honestly. Like he's just like, well, not rightfully so. Like, you know,
time to grab a snapshot.
Forgets to pick up his aunt from work or whatever, I guess. Because he's working with Dr. Connors on cross species genetics, which is totally a real thing. I think it actually is a real thing.
Forgot how much I enjoy.
That was a joke about how cross species genetics are fucking real. Like,
hello?
I'm pretty sure they are real. I'm pretty sure it's a real study thing that people have looked into. Probably a lot more theoretical than practical, you know.
Oh, sure thing. Just let me know when you're ready and I'll swing by.
Whatever. 0 decay rate algorithm, whatever, all that shit.
Okay, got some time to kill. See what's happening.
So yeah, he forgets to pick up his aunt, and Uncle Ben lectures him about responsibility. Why not saying with great power comes great responsibility? Because they said that in the last movie. So I can't say it again because it can't be the same goddamn thing again, even though it kind of is. And he's like, you know, your dad used to say, like, if you have the power to do something, if you could do good things to help other people, you have a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility. And Peter Parker's like, all right, that's great. That's all well and good. Where is he? Where's my dad? He didn't think it was his responsibility to, like, tell me that himself. And then he, like, storms out, and, you know, chocolate milk, gunshot, lunge for the gun, dead. And, you know, Peter Parker isn't like, oh, I shouldn't, like, you know, seek for revenge to get back at people that have, like, pissed me off or whatever.
We're back on track.
He's like, I'm gonna double down on that. Because the police guys are like, he has a star tattooed on his left hand. He says star tattooed on his left hand. The movie then shows a star tattooed on his left wrist. And then Peter Parker goes around the city looking for criminals with tattoos of a star on their left wrist. Which is a funny gag, and it gets me every time, even though it makes no goddamn sense. But whatever, roll with it. So yeah, instead of like, oh, don't get revenge on people that have like wronged me, I need to like look out for people that are getting like screwed over.
Cool, I'm on my way.
He's like, no, I'm doubling down on that. I'm getting revenge for me. I'm getting back at the guy who killed my uncle. So he like dons like a red mask and a beanie and some sunglasses and shit. and builds web shooters. Let me just real quick. Something I really like. No, yeah, he does have web shooters. Something I really like about this suit in particular is, let me get the field of view here. If I shrink this in, so you can see the web shooters here. These are built off of wristwatches, which is a really cool thing. They're like the base is a wristwatch, and you see like the web cartridge in the bottom there. That comes from Oscorp. You see them when he gets bit by the spider. They're like sewing spider silk and whatever. But the whole thing is built from a wristwatch, which is really cool. This whole suit is designed with like practicality in mind, which is such a cool idea. Like the lenses here, these are from sunglasses. These are sunglass lenses that have been like workshopped and stuff, and you can see them. They've just been like sanded down and painted and everything, and they're like scratched up, the paint on the frames and everything. And like the shoe soles here, these are Asics, which is really cool too. The whole concept art of this movie was just like, if somebody was gonna make a Spider-Man suit, how would they do that? So they're like, all right, what do people wear on their wrists for web shooters? They're like, all right, wristwatches. So Peter like gets one of like Uncle Ben's old wristwatches and builds web shooters off of those, and those are like the base for the web shooters. And you like see him when he's testing out his web shooters and everything, wearing these Asics and everything, and that he ends up cutting the soles off of to like use for his suit, which is really cool. And his like vigilante suit has the sunglasses and everything that he uses. So like this whole suit is built from like scavenging materials and everything, which is such a cool idea, and it's so well done too. And it's so like, I keep saying that about everything in this movie.
Reported assault in progress.
It's just such a cool idea,
Location is in the vicinity of Nomad.
and I really like it because it's like, you know, it's a poor kid from Queens, so like no shit, like he does that. So he, you know, becomes Spider-Man and goes out looking for the dude with the tattoo on the left hand / wrist. And he never really finds him, which is cool. I think that's a cool detail too, that he like never finds the dude. Because like you don't always get closure and shit for that. But eventually, you know, he goes to dinner with Gwen and her family at Gwen's place, and meets Gwen's dad, the police captain, George Stacy.
Where did I put my bag?
And they're, you know, at dinner talking about the spider guy, the vigilante or whatever, which is like all over the internet or whatever. And George Stacy's like, he's an amateur, he's a vigilante, he's got a vendetta, obviously, he's looking about a bunch of dudes that all look the same. You know, we'll catch him eventually, all that shit. And he's like, he's assaulted people, what? And Peter starts saying, like, you know, offense to that.
in the kitchen
because it's him. Party. And he's like, hey, like, my girlfriend's dad that I just met today, I'm gonna instigate an argument with you. Which, by the way, is a great idea for any of you guys that are still listening. Great idea. Always do that. Always challenge people you want to like you, because they definitely will like you if you insult them in their house the first time you meet them.
Hey guys, how's the game going?
He reveals to Gwen he's like Spider-Man, which is cool too. That he like reveals this like halfway through the movie, whereas like Mary Jane doesn't find out until like the end of the second movie in the Raimi trilogy.
Hey, Mark. So sorry I'm late.
You were right on time.
Lizard stuff. Kirk Connors turns himself into a lizard, but like Peter doesn't have his like. Peter doesn't really become Spider-Man until like the bridge scene.
Need some help?
Or Kirk Connors turns himself into a lizard for the first time because he's impatient.
No, I mean, not
and he like injects himself with the lizard formula, whatever.
I just wanted to talk.
Becomes a lizard and everything, freaks out, and starts having a rampage on the.
Okay.
I think it's the Brooklyn Bridge. Is it?
Are you in trouble?
I don't recall what bridge it is.
You need money?
No,
I think it's the Brooklyn
behind
Bridge.
on my rent, but no, I'm fine.
Girl problems again, huh?
But
Oh, that's crazy.
I still
yeah,
wish you and MJ could work things out.
He goes out of the bridge and everything,
is.
and he fights this dude.
Would make some
And it's the first time that he actually becomes like a hero, because like he's like
Peter,
you know, actually like stopping people because he has a responsibility
What is
to
it?
stop this thing because he helped create it and everything. And really, he just has the ability to do so. So he has an obligation to do so.
These past
Because that's the whole point of the goddamn character.
You helping me through college and working here. Sacrificing
so
so
like,
much.
you know,
asking for nothing.
I
just wish there were more people like you in the world.
You know, the whole bridge scene when he's got the kid in the car hanging off the side of the bridge, and he's like,
you were inspired by
he meets this kid who's like trapped in this car that's on fire, hanging off of a bridge. It's ridiculous, and I'm saying this now.
Thank you, May, for everything.
But you get this really human scene and everything.
Many more years of
where like after the blizzard goes away, where he's like, I'm gonna get this kid out of here and everything, and reunite him with his father. Which again brings back to the point, the whole idea of fatherhood in this movie, because it's all connected.
Thanks again.
Because Mark Webb knows how to make a goddamn movie.
I just wish I could do more.
Well, May's always told me if you help someone.
So yeah,
you help everyone.
Remember that one? That's his zinger.
Yeah, maybe we should send May to City Hall to have a word with the mayor.
Say he saves his kid and everything, reunites him with his dad, and he's like, "Damn, I'll never have that." And then he leaves and sulks in his room in the dark, which, you know, also had a fantastic effect on me because I definitely don't do that ever, at all, not at all. No. So, anyways, you know, he actually becomes a hero now because he's like, yeah, you know, you have to save his right and everything. And, you know, end of the movie stuff, gets unmasked in front of Captain Stacy, and Captain Stacy finds out who he is, and he's like, you are a hero, whatever. And he gets fucking shot in the leg. And you get the crane scene and everything with the awesome James Horner score, which is fucking beautiful. The music in that movie is so damn cool. And it's so simple. And it's also so grand. It's a great idea.
Silent alarm at the auction house holding Fisk's estate sale just tripped. Could you check it out?
So quietly? Yeah, that's
I don't want to make a
dope.
Scene if it's nothing.
And you know, he beats the lizard.
Sounds fun. Wonder what the Kingpin had.
Connors goes to the Ravencroft Institution, which is basically the Arkham Asylum, but for Spider-Man villains. It's an insane asylum for like people that don't just go to like Rikers or the Raft. The Raft is a supervillain prison in Marvel Comics. For any of you guys that don't know, and probably don't care, but you are watching this now, so maybe you do care.
Yeah, I had to get to the lab. Sorry.
Don't apologize. I just wanted to tell you how much what you said meant to me.
Crazy, it's cool. Peter breaks up with Gwen, and as this whole like, I can't see you anymore because I had to promise your dad that I'd stay away from you so you'd be safe.
Well, that works both ways, Peter.
And then he goes back on that at the end.
I just wanted to make sure.
He's like, yeah, probably just gotta keep those to the best kind or whatever. Which is great, you know, dishonoring a dead man's wishes like that too, and also being wishy-washy with your girlfriend like that.
Love you too.
That sucks too. And then you got the big swing and everything at the end. Big music, hero moment, whatever. Amazing Spider-Man 2 starts up, which is one of a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie. I enjoy it. It's a terrible movie. It's so corporate and just bad. Mark Webb has so few like Mark Webb moments in this movie, which is so sad. He has a few. There's one in like the closet that like Peter and Gwen have, where they're like hiding and like talking. It's like the supply closet. It's just the most cliche place to hide it, or whatever.
The file.
And you know, it's cute and it's funny or whatever. Gwen Stacy has her cute moments. There's a few scenes that are really funny. The suit is really cool.
There's no
I'm gonna get the PS5. Should I buy the original Spider-Man or just get Miles? I'll tell you what, man. You get the PlayStation 5.
He'll kill her if I alert them.
And you get the $70 Miles Morales like special edition thing or whatever. It is a bundle of Spider-Man Miles Morales and
sending units your way. Keep the situation from getting worse in the meantime.
Spider-Man, this game right here, remastered for the PlayStation 5. And I would definitely recommend doing that because they're both very fun games. And Yeah, it's only like a $20. It's only a $20 difference, really, and it's definitely worth it.
They always look so cozy.
The stealth in this game is so fucking weird. It's so like, they definitely don't want you to do stealth, but they like let you do it anyways. Spider-Man, this game right here. Yeah, that's the one.
Should web him from above.
I believe this is actually called Spider-Man Don't Have the New Game Yet. I think that's what I titled it or something like that. Which, you know, I think is hilarious because I wrote the goddamn joke.
Whoa, careful.
So The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a garbage goddamn game, or movie. Fuck. You know what? The game is bad too. That game sucks. The movie tie-in game for that, it's awful. Yeah, movie's not good. Andrew Garfield is definitely better than the first Amazing Spider-Man. Everybody's better than the first Amazing Spider-Man. I don't like the suit as much either, which is really weird because everybody's like, "Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is like the best one we've had yet," but it's just like, it sort of is, but like, it also sort of isn't because the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is like, the lenses are cool. I love the lenses because they're big and they're large. They they look cool and everything. Everything else about that suit is like, if you took every Spider-Man artist's like reinterpretation of the classic red-blue suit, like throughout the last 60 years and stuff in Marvel Comics, and you were like, tell me your least favorite design aspects and everything that you can. Have you seen that video of the horrible spider-looking Spider-Man game, where Spider-Man jumps and falls into a pit of fire, and then the girl goes, yeah, I know what you're talking. That's the Spider-Man 3 game, which is something else.
Sleep it off.
Thank God for this game, because it's really one of the only that isn't.
Hey, what is that?
Garbage. God, I really don't want to play as MJ. God damn it. Oh, there he is. No, I don't want to do that. Shit. Get down. There we go. Why am I not... Okay. Alright, I gotta play as MJ then. What the? It's a camera! This totally belongs to... Don't move. Buddy, if I had a nickel for every don't move... Hey... Cracker! I played this game too many times.
Hey, Pete.
Hi!
MJ? What are you doing here?
Same as you. Working. At least, I was.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucks.
I think this is yours.
Yeah.
It's a shit movie.
Thanks.
So
but yeah,
Robbie's got you covering
if you
a
took
break-in
like
for the
every
iteration,
stylistic choice or whatever of the classic suit that you could possibly do.
Break-in until a few minutes ago.
Like the weird, I hate the chest logo. I hate how the webs are like a grid on the suit. It looks fucking weird. The web shooters aren't cool anymore, and they lost that like practicality design element that I liked so much about the first movie suit. Like this one, it just doesn't look that good. And here's what I'd change to the MCU suit, but I'm not.
Excuse me.
Hi, Mary Jane Watson. I'm covering
Not playing
for
Spider-Man.
Hello.
Can I skip this cutscene? I can. Ooh. All right. Sorry, anybody that cared about that cutscene. She just talks about stuff. God damn it, this is slow. You know what? This is a good place to end this, I think. Yeah.